Hello, I'm Carl, a designer here at Spice Roads. I hope you enjoy your time with us today. This is Kitchen Science and Common Sense, where we will discuss foods and food production techniques. I've been in kitchens throughout the world. Some of them simply humble kitchens with humble cooks eating humble food. I've been in posh hotels with sparkling commercial kitchens fixing posh and elegant meals. I've also spent a lot of time with military cooks in military field and mobile kitchens. In that time, I've met a lot of good cooks with a lot of good advice. But with that good advice, there's also been some misinformation. Some are just heirloom recipes handed through generations. Some are just mysticisms, and some is just downright bad business. To go through and separate the BS from the good stuff, I've personally found that science is the key. Using a little bit of science, not a lot, but a little bit of science can truly improve your experience in the kitchen and help. My 8th grade science teacher's name should have been Mr. Dullard. It was horrible. However, I'd like to use him as an example of how not to entertain a science class. Class, 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 focus, focus. Today, we continue our examination of parsley. Chemists have found no less than 45 sympathetic compounds in parsley. However, the most abundant are the monoterpenes. Now, the terpenes most responsible for olfactory stimulation are the compounds mentha, menthotriene, and myristicin. Because the development of mentha-based substrates need alkaline, not all gardens and farms are well suited to the aromatic optimization one would expect to see in this fine herb, parsley. Ah, that's terrible. Let me give it a shot. I'll be right back. Hello. Today we're going to be talking about parsley and the benefit it has for us in the kitchen for flavor. Parsley actually has 2 chemical substrates that we're primarily concerned with. One of them is menthotriene and the other is monoterpene. Now, these terpenes evaporate very quickly. I don't care about knowing the names. You just care about how it works to your advantage in the kitchen. Once the parsley is cut, the terpenes degrade very quickly as they evaporate off. For parsley to be worth anything, it really needs to be cut fresh and used within a few minutes. Parsley is wonderful for things like soups, sauces, white meats, and seafood, especially whitefish. Now, why would we want to dry parsley when it evaporates and degrades within moments? Well, the reason parsley is dried so the grocers can sell it to you. And the only place that I think dry parsley is good for is perhaps in the cafes where they sprinkle a little bit on the blue plate special. That's not very appealing to me, and it certainly doesn't look like eye candy. Now, you may know that parsley was used as a breath deodorizer long ago and throughout history, especially from the Roman times, is where we have historical data that parsley was used as a breath mint. Now, I wonder if the Romans actually knew there was menthotriene in parsley before they realized they had bad breath. I also wonder sometimes if they knew they even had bad breath. Well, they obviously did because they used parsley. In modern times, a sprig of parsley on a plate is typically a cheap trick done by a cafe cook. We will be looking at such topics as flavor and taste, and they're not the same. Taste is like sweet and salty and sour and blah blah, and flavor comes from a combination of the stimulation of taste buds and the stimulation of olfactory glands in our nose and sinuses. This kitchen science and common sense course will be broken down into bite-sized bits, about 8 to 10 minutes, and we will discuss things like taste and flavor. We'll also be discussing techniques in the kitchen that will make your life easy and effective. But kitchen science is more than just biology and chemistry. It's also about sociology. We need to discuss things like how food determines culture and how culture drives food practices. We need to understand that the psychology as well as the physiology of ingesting food really matters. Did you know that most social scientists agree that American culture has been seriously degraded since the invention of the TV tray? Here's the commercial. Yes, we would like you to buy our spice blends. We believe we've done a good job at balancing flavors and making things convenient and affordable for you. However, our primary goal is for you to be safe, effective, and content in your kitchen. But our greatest goal and desire is that your food production will be enhanced so that you can entice your family back to the dining room table. I hate math. I really do. But here are a few numbers. Over the years, I have created a lot of recipes. 96.6% of those have been a success. But let's look at the data. That really means that 3.3% of my inventions have been disasters. You will have disasters too. Your catastrophes will probably still be better than the frozen corn dogs your children eat. And they keep eating them, and then they swill it down with some multicolored bowl drink, and after that, they're looking for Uncle Fester's toadstool and Limburger cheese flavored potato chips. Don't sweat it. Your disasters will develop you and help you to have fun and be creative in the kitchen once again. Now for the commercial. I work for Spice Road. I want to sell you spice and herbal blends. I want to do it for a very long time. I'm a capitalist. So sue. But what I want even more is for you to be comfortable and have fun in your kitchen again. And even more, I hope your family will come back to the dining room table because it's so critical and vital for their development, both physically and psychologically. And you can have that special time that it takes to be with your family. Now in these lab examples, we'll be using raw foods, things that you would always purchase at your local grocery store or farmer's market. But I'll also be using our Spice Road blends for convenience and to give you ideas and suggestions about how you can use them in your home and how they can make your life easier. So let me introduce our next installment of Kitchen Science and Common Sense. We'll be talking about flavor, not just about taste bud stimulation and olfactory senses, but where does flavor really come from? The short answer is from inside cells. The next few lessons we'll be talking about how to get that flavor out of the cells and into your kitchen.